Yo, yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Fao. Let's talk about Argenti. I don't like to make these videos, but it has to be done. Argenti is a bait. Do not fall for pulling for this character. If you are a meta player and you care about numbers, do not summon for this character. Quick disclaimer, if you like Argenti for who he is, you know, it's your favorite character in the entire game and you don't own him yet, then this video is not for you. Fun over everything else. We always say this on this channel. Always get the characters that you want over a meta character. However, Argenti is maybe the worst character in the entire game right now, and here's why. Argenti's pull value is so bad, you're almost trolling summoning for his banner. Bootil is out right now. There's only a few hours and days left until he's going to be gone, and then Firefly and Ron May is going to be there in phase 1 for 2.3. People that have Bootil already got a very strong physical damage dealer. Maybe you already have a Clara laying around or multiple copies. I have an E1 Clara. And then after Argenti, Yunli is going to be there, a brand new physical destruction character. There is almost no reason to pull for Argenti unless you maybe want to cover some physical damage in Pure Fiction. If you want to clear physical damage in Pure Fiction, he is going to be okay there. However, you can use your Clara already because she has AoE, but not as much as Argenti, or you can just scrap the physical at all as a whole and just use your Herda maybe and other AoE characters. Argenti is not needed at all, and that is sad to see because Argenti is one of the more interesting kits in the game in my opinion. Of course, he has his ultimate, which has 2 charges. The second charge being on top of his first charge, and then you have like a more empowered attack. This needs a lot of energy regeneration, and this needs a lot of energy characters. Ho-Ho and Ting Yun is very needed for Argenti and is probably one of the best team setups you can do with him. Not a lot of love for him with team building, but I think Argenti might be in the worst spot ever in Honkai Star Rail history. On top of there being other DPSs with the physical trait around him, there's also another Erudition character with him. After Ron May and Firefly, we're going to get Jade. Now, Jade is already a little bit of a speculation that she's also in a very ugly spot because everyone after Ron May and Firefly is kind of in an ugly spot because everyone's going to use their tickets on them. The rise of the break meta is there. Firefly is extremely popular and she's looking very strong, and Ron May is a giga broken character that everyone wants because you can use her literally any team, right? Both of them are in a very ugly position, but Argenti is in the worst position ever. It's because if you want a Erudition character, you're probably gonna pull for Jade because Jade is a new character and she probably has way more value that she brings to the table. Argenti is a giga hyper carry, which the whole meta that we have right now is a little bit swaying off hyper carry. You could still do it, but they're releasing characters that really like synergies with team building, and that is the whole idea of Honkai Star Rail, and that is the future of Honkai Star Rail. We're getting new endgame modes, and we're getting modes or enemies that require different types of characters. It is really becoming a pick and choose game. So if you're missing out in a certain area, it's very, very wise of you to get a character for that specific area. However, this character is not going to be Argenti. Argenti doesn't really fill any gaps other than maybe the AoE that he provides. His element or his damage, you can just do with other characters. It's not that special. And that is very sad to see. His pull value is so low because if you want to get the most out of Argenti, you also need a pretty good team. This doesn't mean that Argenti is bad, because Argenti is a pretty good character. And when you do have a good build on him and a very good team, like any other character in the game, he will pop off and he can do a lot of damage, especially against that physical weakness. But there's no value into getting him, and that is why his pull value is so low. So I'm letting you guys know, if you want Argenti for his looks, just for his kit, whatever it is, you know, you love him, then you can get him, and you're probably still going to clear some stuff, you know, you're still going to have a good time maybe in Pure Fiction, whatever it is. However, you don't need him at all, and that is very sad to see, because I speculate Yunli, the new physical destruction character, to be the best physical damage dealer in the game. I'm pretty sure she's going to be one of the better ones. And if she's not going to be, then we have Bootil. Bootil is way easier to build, is a break unit, you know, the way better team compositions, easier to pull off, has a way stronger kit, and it's just way better to have a Bootil. Now, the only thing that you're complete opposite from Argenti and Bootil is single target and Argenti is AoE. So Bootil is not really going to strive in Pure Fiction, you know, and when you want single target damage, then Argenti is going to be weaker there as well. So they're literally opposites of each other. However, I still think that Bootil is a way better character to have on your account overall because of how strong he is and how much value he provides. Argenti is a bait. I actually don't want you guys to use your tickets on him for the people that are like struggling with physical weak enemies or maybe with pure fiction still. My recommendation is, or to wait, because gacha games is all about waiting and patience. It's okay if you cannot 3-star a certain MOC or a pure fiction just because you don't have a good physical type coverage in the game. That's okay. If you have Buteo, you're already in for a very good ride, and I would wait for Yun Li. And if you have a Clara, maybe you can use that already. These tickets are becoming very valuable in Honkai Star Rail because we're moving in a direction where we really want to have a lot of things covered. So if you use your tickets for a character that has 0 pull value, you're kind of wasting your tickets when you could have used those tickets in another character or a better supportive unit or a new character that is coming out. And Hoyoverse themselves knows this. I think Argenti is their most hated character because Argenti as a whole did not really make that much sales for them. It was still a good amount. Of course, it's a very popular gacha game. However, compared to other characters, Argenti was a little bit left in the dirt, and it's not fair. And that's why they put him in such an ugly position, because they know he's not going to get that many pulls on his rerun. So they were like, we're just going to let this one go. We're just going to focus on the characters that do make money. Let's put them in the worst possible position ever. And we're just going to move on with the next month. You know, that's exactly what their strategy is. You can clearly see that. Hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. Another reason why I think Argenti pulls value is so low is because Argenti is still a little bit clunky to make teams with. Yes, there are teams that make him strong. Yes, you have a lot of team options. But like, let's say, Kafka Black Swan or Dunhang and Sparkle, Argenti still doesn't really have that other character for him that really takes him up to the next level. Right now, that would probably be Tingyun because Tingyun gives him the energy. If there is the day where we would get a 5-star Tingyun, he will jump up the tier list more and more and more. And it's very sad to see that he's just not getting that love right now. So that's why I want you guys to skip him and maybe get him on the 3rd rerun when we have more characters in the roster, and him just being in a way better position because his position right now is just so clunky. I highly recommend everyone going for Firefly and Ron Mei because they just provide so much value right now. There's a lot of fire weak enemies in the game, and Firefly is just a super free-to-play friendly character that will apply her own fire weakness and gives you way more coverage right now, you know? Argenti's biggest problem is that ultimate, you know, that we can get that big ult uptime for a second charge. But Ho-Ho might become a rerun in 2.4 because we're going back to Lofu, and that is my speculation. So if you would have a Tingyun, Argenti, and Ho-Ho, if you have a Hanya, then she can also give energy. So if you have a Tingyun, Hanya, and Ho-Ho, that is probably a very good setup to get as much ult time as possible. But then you need to properly build those characters and make sure that he has a very good ratio, because none of them actually give crit or something. He has to do that himself. It is getting more and more valuable, although I just wish there's going to be some character along the way that really gives that energy regen a different meaning. Maybe a wide buff energy regeneration or ult uptime, whatever it is going to be, and then he's going to be way more valuable. If there would be a way to give him his ult uptime from his second phase constantly, then he would be a very dominating force on the field. Overall, this takes a lot of investment, but that is not a bad thing. High investments doesn't mean that a character is bad. It just takes a lot of investment, and that can take a lot of time, a lot of days, a lot of Trailblaze power, and a lot of effort for you to actually get this character online. While for other characters like a Jing Liu, it takes way less investment, and then when she's already online, you can go focus on other things to bring your whole account of value up. And I think Argenti hits a little bit of a wall there, that you need a lot of investment in him, and you're constantly just busy with one little thing. We're moving towards a way where you need maybe to build more characters, and you need a little bit of puzzle pieces here and there, and there's new characters along the way that you want to build. So there's always a little bit of clunkiness there, you know? And yet again, this doesn't mean that he's a bad character, because I know there's a lot of people out there with really strong Argentis, and he is very good for physical coverage, you know? There's a lot of value to him. It's just right now, there's just not that much hope for him because of what the position he's in. And I think it's very evil for Hoyoverse with what they did with that. So the position right now, what he's in, that's why it's a bait. Right now, in this timeline that we have, you should not summon for him, but you should maybe give him another chance on his second rerun. Something we do have to keep in mind, there might be ways where he might be very good in the apocalyptic shadow game mode. We would have a very good place in pure fiction, And then MOC is kind of a little bit, it's okay, it works, but you know, for the higher investment and good damage there. But then in Apocalyptic Shadow, he'd be very, very good. Then his value comes up a little bit because we are getting those physical weaknesses here and there more and more and more. But I think Yun Li is going to cover that up extremely well. So yeah, he's just made it an ugly spot. And I do hope that he's going to get more value like Jing Yuan. Jing Yuan is still very clunky to use to this day, but he is getting more love every patch. And Argenti is getting a little bit less love every patch because of how the game is going and the characters that are coming out. So I hope we're maybe seeing a little bit of a fall, but then a few months from now that Argenti might get that love as well, where he can go up the ladder a little bit, step by step, that he's going to get better characters, better game modes, maybe better relic sets, you know. He also doesn't have a good relic set on him that really utilizes. Maybe we're going to get an energy regen set. You know, there's still hope for him. So do keep that in mind. So I highly recommend everyone to skip Argenti for my free-to-play brothers and sisters out there, and for the people that care about numbers. You know, that it's trying to get the strongest account there is, because his pool value is just non-existent right now. Especially if you already have Bootail, or you're planning to go for Yun Li, or if you're trying to go for Jade, literally everything around him, skip him. It's not worth it to put your summons and tickets on this and wait for something along the way. It is very sad to see, but it is what it is. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Argenti, if there's still hope for him right now, or if he's just going to be a forgotten character that no one ever is going to think about again. Let me know what you guys think about the Hoyo treatment for him, if Hoyo is doing him really dirty, and let me know your stories if you own an Argenti, why he would be considered very high pool value. Would love to hear you guys' takes on this, and we can all help each other out here. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord. We're trying to grow the community even further, and if you want to support the channel even further, then become a member. I love you all, and have a wonderful day. I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care. Peace.